Okay, welcome to our Bulletproof Hips protocol. This is going to focus on abduction of the hip, adduction of the hip, and then flexion and extension simultaneously of the hip with each different exercise. These are going to be progressed as we go along. We're not just going to stick with the same amount of weight and the same amount of time for all of these exercises. We're going to gradually increase the resistance, and as we increase the resistance, we are then going to decrease the time under tension with each one. So our first one being just starting off with a barbell. This is going to be for adduction, okay? Targeting the groin area. Start off with just a barbell, even if it's just a training bar. If we're going to start there, that's fine too. But as we go through different weeks and different progressions, we are going to go with heavier. So this is one that we can easily load up to over time. We're going to get into a split stance with the bar right underneath us. Okay. I'm going to sink low, keep chest up as much as I possibly can, and then I'm going to turn all the way through the shoulders. So to begin our protocol, this would be probably a 30 to 40 second hold at this weight. And then, like I said, we can easily progressively overload this with adding more weight to the barbell over time. And with doing so, we would then decrease our time under tension with our exercise. I want to be active here in squeezing the adductors. So I'm squeezing the groin as well as the glutes while I hold this position. I'd hit both sides, of course. So this one is going to be our hip abductors. Lateral hip strength is what we're going for. Take a band, wrap it right around a pole or the rack, like so. We're then going to step into it. You want to start off with this one with a lighter band for sure. And then as we increase the intensity of it, we will increase the band resistance, we'll reduce the time, just like with the other one. So I'll get it right above my knee. I'll step into this, make sure that my knee is lined up. It's going to want to pull me this way, obviously. So what I want to do is make sure my knee and my hip, I'm at 90 degrees with each of them. I'll use this to hold on to as much as I can, and I'm going to drive this foot in the ground as much as I need to, not as much as I can, sorry. Ideally, you're not using this a lot, but if we need to, then we can use this rack for stability. So I'm keeping everything lined up. I want to keep the chest up 90 degrees with my hip and my knee flexion. And I'm going to hold this position here for a prescribed amount of time. Even just being here for what, 10, 15 seconds, my lateral hip is already getting fired up. So we're strengthening and isolating that hip. And just like with our other exercises, we will not just stay doing the same load, the same resistance, and the same time. As we go through progressions and we get stronger, we're going to increase that resistance with heavier bands and then decrease our time with each one of them. The third part of our Bulletproof Hips protocol is going to be simultaneous flexion and extension. Now I'm going to show two different ways that we can do this, a progression and a regression of the exercise. Start off with a light to a moderate band. We'll rack it around. With this, I'm going to put it onto my foot. I'll take my hands behind me. We're going to go into kind of a reverse plank, essentially. If the shoulders aren't great, then we can do this a little bit differently. So I'm going to go up here and push like so. Some people, if they have shoulder issues, we can just go into the palms. It's a little bit more comfortable. Now, this can be a lot if the glutes and the hamstrings aren't strong. So I'll show you the way that it's preferred to be done. But if the strength isn't there, that's totally okay. We'll go and show the regression of this afterwards. So first thing I'll do is push my hips up. So pelvis is neutral. And now I'm going to pull on that band, make sure that we're far enough away from it so we have lots of tension. I'm going to pull and hold for 5 seconds, pushing my hips up. I don't want to drop like this. I don't want to get crunched over. I want to make sure that left glute is really active and pushing the hips up while I drive through my hip. So 5-second holds at the top here, 5 reps each side. Now, if that is really difficult, then use a box or a bench where we can reduce the stress in that posterior chain. Set up the same way, almost like I would on a glute bridge or a hip thrust. So I'll use that box to help me elevate the shoulders rather than the hands. I'll push the hips up, and now I hold. I want to make sure I'm 90-90 here. And that will be our flexion extension, and there's the Bulletproof Hips protocol.